Oh, hey, it's Sober Wednesday. What is going on out there? We're here. We made it. Another Wednesday. Sober, sober. How you guys doing out there? Let me just finish this and I'll get right there. So I'll do the preamble. So this is a stream dedicated to those who suffer. You're not required to be sober. You're not required to do anything. This is a place for you to come if you want to spend an hour to just get back to the solution, right? This stream is intended for people who have suicidal thoughts, drug addiction, alcoholism, overeating, oversexing, overgambling, any sort of problem that is getting between you and a happy and beautiful relationship with God. That's what this stream is dedicated to. There is a solution, but that solution requires a certain amount of work. You got to show up for the solution. You got to be part of the solution. And then you kind of got to give back, be of service to others after that solution has been achieved. So with that said, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom to know the difference. That's the magic line right there, isn't it? All right, who do we got here? Grateful Ed, Raymond, Ian, Mark. Welcome here on this Sober Wednesday. Brendo, I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. I really do. And with that said, let's get into this, man. And hey, from me and my wife Kelly. Hello, Mr. Logan 487 and your wife Kelly. Welcome. So this isn't affiliated with AA or any sort of recovery group. This isn't a hustle guiding you into anything. This is just one dude staying sober one day at a time, trying not to lose my mind. And what I found that did work for me is laid out here on page 58 of the big book, Alcoholics Anonymous. It's 2 pages that we read from here. I believe that this could be applied to anybody who has something blocking them and the relationship with God, because I found that whatever that is for you out there, whatever that relationship with God is that's what it's all about, man. And that's where the abundance, the grace, and then when you find that, you realize that you want to give it away to keep it. So with that said, let's read chapter 5, how it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunates. They're not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They're naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we're like now. If you've decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take on certain steps. At some of these, we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, powerful. Without help, it is too much for us, but there is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measures availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge for his will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and practice our affairs. Many of us exclaimed, "What an order! I cannot go through with it. Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is, we're going to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides of progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter of the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. A, that we were alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. And C, that God could and would if he were sought. Well, there you have it. There's a path. It requires work. You got to show up for your path. You got to show up for your journey to sobriety and an abundant, fruitful life. And then get ready to trudge that road of happy destiny, yo. All right, what's going on out there? God bless you, chat. Blessings, greetings, Isaiah. Happy Wednesday, Al. Yeah, we're here. Don't live in fear. Be grateful for the withdrawal process. May you truly embrace it and let that be the reason why you don't want to get loaded again. It's funny. They say that the 2 most important days you have are the day before you got sober and the day you're in, right? So Al, fully focus on how crappy that is. That just living in fear, addiction, whatever it is. And then walk in like a brave human being and solve the riddle and never let go of that day. Never let go of it, man. Because once you look, some days that's all that keeps me from getting loaded, dude. Is I don't want to go through the beginning of this all again, dude. I don't want to deal with it again. I don't want to deal with day 1, day 2, the first year, 30 days. Look, I'm super grateful for my journey in sobriety. As much as I wouldn't, it's weird. Like I would never want to relive it again. Am I grateful it occurred? Absolutely. But it's like, it wasn't like, I mean, some of it was super fun. I mean, it's funny. You look back on things, you're like, yeah, I was pretty rad, but then you're like, oh yeah, I was pretty brutal too at the same time. But what I can tell you is if you stick to it and you stick with it and you build upon that moment of fear and doubt and hesitation and unknowingness, something great will occur. Something great waits for you down the pipe. Might be a train, or it could be your salvation, right? I don't know, dude. The choice really is yours. So all aboard. All aboard. Get in there, get some, dude. Well, Charlie, it's like, it's not if. See, if's a failing word. You just get through it, dude. And then I mean, it's a choice, dude. You can do anything you want, dude. Yeah. It's funny. I've been on my Instagram thing. There's been this sober hustle's been coming on. Like this dude who's like, I got some camp or training or seminar. Again, it's a money hustle, right? They're gonna tell you how to do it, dude. You just gotta sign up, dude. Just gotta sign up, man. put your money in the pot, dude. I'll tell you what, dude. Sobriety's for fun and for free, man. You know who's got to pay the price for sobriety, dude? Is the person who wants to get sober already. Anyhow, so what? Do you gonna double dip on them? You're going to charge them, and they've already paid the price, right? Like that's like the weird thing. I remember when in the beginning, like you wonder sometimes, and it's like I always tell the story, right? I've told this story a lot, but I think it's relevant. So I was working in a sober living or I was working in a rehab, either rehab, sober living, one or the other. I think it was rehab. And I had this little crew of dudes. I had these three young dudes who I was helping get sober, and then this one older dude. And we used to go to the Starbucks at Trancas there by Zuma pretty regularly, like before meetings, right? Meetings were like 7, so we'd always be there like 6:30, like 3 times a week. Out front laughing, and they were smoking. I didn't smoke then anymore. And I remember one of the baristas came up one day and she's like, "Oh, I want to join your club. Like you guys, I just see you guys. You guys are always laughing, having like a blast laughing." And I go, "Well, you can join our club, but the price of admission is you have to give up everything. Like give it all up." No, what was it? I forgot the punchline. Damn it. It was basically this thing where she thought that we were there, that we were there laughing and having a good time because we hadn't given up everything to be there, right? We'd failed at everything. We destroyed our lives. Oh, that's right. I looked at her and go, "You have to destroy your life first." And she was like, "I don't want to be part of your club, dude. You got to destroy your." I forget what it is, something to that effect. Oh, I'm getting old, dude. I'm even forgetting my standardized jokes, dude. But the point being is yeah, you can get back to having a good time now. You just have to realize that like you pay the price, man. So anyone really trying to charge you again is going to show up and do the work, and you think you can do, dude. Like there's someone out there you can pay, dude. There's plenty of people that will take your money, dude, and you won't get sober. Because that's the thing, is if you could buy your way into sobriety, dude, everybody would be doing it, right? It's funny, like the big thing that's been going around lately is the dude from Friends, right? The dude from Friends who spent like $9 million getting sober. Like I know some of my people right there. Well, 1 degree of separation, let's say that. And that dude's think about it. Like he spent $9 million trying to get sober, right? So somebody made all that dough, right? I could have gotten him sober for free if he wanted to be, right? Like he spent $9 million because at the end of the day, he didn't want to get sober. Because if you want to get sober, dude, it's not a money issue. There's no buying it. You've already paid the price, right? You just got to go do the work and face the person in the mirror, right? Face that human being in the mirror that's carrying the bag of garbage, dude. So 10 months, no booze. Good for you, William. Good for you. Yeah, I would only charge them 4, dude. It's funny, man. Like everyone's looking for a shortcut, man. If there was an easier, softer way, there isn't, dude. There's not an easier, softer, kinder. This is the kinder, softer way. The brutality of facing the truth about yourself, right? That this is a self-inflicted addiction. That yeah, your body is wired for it. Your spiritual voidness is hungry for a solution, and your mind is crazy, dude. So yeah, it's like go fix that, dude. It's fixable. I don't know if you ever get uncrazy, but you definitely get more. I don't know, you get to experience it more where you don't even need to live like that anymore, you know? I it's funny when I think about like what it really is, man. Because I don't really, I couldn't, I've said this before, I couldn't tell you really what like it is. I can tell you what it isn't. Like I know what sobriety isn't. Like that's pretty easy. Like when I'm sober, it's like I don't even have a consciousness of being like sober. I'm just conscious of the big got it, right? You know, so it's that thing where like unmanageability, right? The ability to know the difference. So it's funny, like unmanageability, right? Like so today I was at this store here, and I got into this conversation with this lady. Like she was listening to like what I thought would have thought was sort of libertarian radio show, right? But I thought it was safe to. So we had to start having this conversation about politics, whatever. And we saw eye to eye, and then all of a sudden in the game, it's like she tried to make me into something I wasn't, dude. Right? Try to make me into some like woke lunatic, right? And there was a moment, like there was like 3 moments where I was like, nah, I'm not biting, dude. It's cool. I'm gonna bypass it. Because they say for every year of sobriety, you get like that many minutes of pause. So like I got like 14 minutes, 14 seconds of pause, right? I've earned my 14-second pause button. And she said one thing that was like, all right. And I just like, okay, bypass. And then she said another thing. Then she said something pretty offensive. And then she just made this wild accusation. And it couldn't have been any further from who I was. And I remember sitting there like, because I got pretty heated by then. And I was like, lady, like, I agree with like you. Like but I'm beyond where you're at. I'm trying to help you here. And she just didn't want it, man. And she got mad. And so I left. I was like, all right, we're not doing business here. I have my wife and my kid there. And I go, we're not doing business with you. We're out of here, dude. We're gonna buy a bunch of stuff. And we left and whatever. Like I get home and it's like, I'm like, I gotta make some sort of amends. And I'm like, but I didn't do anything wrong. Like realistically, like I wasn't, but I was like, do I need to? I go, what's my side of the street? Right? Like, what was my side of the street? And my side of the street was engaging, like on any level. Like, so I sort of broke ranks, right? I was like, oh, I'll talk to this lady, like whatever. I don't really talk. She seems like the message she's putting out seems to be conducive with where I'm at. Like, let's have and the conversation evolved into this thing. But there was this moment where like the door was closed. And what the door, and the minute the door was closed, it wasn't just like, oh, okay, like we see it differently. It was like, I'm going to go on the attack on you. And I'm not a doormat. Like, I think there's a certain aspect of like that in sobriety. It's like you're supposed to be a doormat. Like, I don't do the doormat sobriety. Like, I'm like a full, like, get in there, mix it up sobriety guy. But at the end of the day, like, what I would tell you is the thing is this is like, how do you feel later? It wasn't about who was right, who was wrong. I was like, personally speaking, I just didn't feel like good about it. Not because like I don't feel good about myself. It's like, I was like, I just don't want that other person to like live in the thing that I'm even mad at them or like whatever. Like, I just like, if you know what I mean? So it was like, it's this real subtle thing at a certain point. So, because I think the person had some issues going on, maybe whatever. I don't know, dude. But what I'm saying is like, you get sensitive to what the unmanageability is. And and why I'm bringing this up is like 1 minute I'm la di da walking around the shop, like and buying stuff. And then the next minute, like, it's like, I'm like, rar. Like how that happened. I don't know. I don't know. It went from la di da to like, I'm out, dude. I'm not doing this anymore, man. there was, and that you go in, so you go into that thing, the power to know the difference. What was I like? I don't have any ability to manage anybody else, right? Like that's the weird thing with like the human experience. Like I don't have the ability to manage anyone else. You think that you're on the same page, but you're not. There's no one you can actually be on the same page with except God. So it's like there's that level of unmanageability in all human interactions, right? Like that's a given right off the bat. That's why most of us drank alone. That's why most of us were doing drugs alone or eating pizzas alone or doing whatever we were doing because like it's pretty easy to get in trouble with the human experience, right? Like, oops, okay. And then you like, I, so that's where I was like, I got to own my side of the road. It's like I engaged. I shouldn't have like engaged, and therefore, like, whatever, dude. But uh you aren't your thoughts. No, but there's a certain aspect of that sobriety is a doormat thing, dude, where people like there's a certain aspect of it in to resist the whole like there's a certain aspect of it if you really get into the AA thing and stuff there where they're like you gotta kind of gotta take you don't gotta take it. It's not about letting ego get the best of you at all, dude. It's like you gotta be you're allowed to be a human being and not see that's what I mean. That's a very doormatty concept. It had nothing to do with ego, dude. Like you're literally having a conversation with another person out there in the wild, and people are crazy, dude. It's that simple, dude. That's what I'm saying is the doormat of sobriety I speak of is that it's that you're that it's always that. It's not always that. But you don't have to like you can adjust the program. The other doormat of it is to be like, oh, I didn't do anything, so I don't have to say anything, dude. It doesn't matter what or what it isn't. Like it's not an assumption of that space. Again, it's like it's not about the other person. See, again, that's where like that's all ego. Like what ego is blaming the other person. See, that was the reason that I was going like I'm gonna call back and make an amends. Is it's not about an assumption because I wasn't assuming anything, dude. I was just having a conversation with another human being. They made a lot of assumptions about me. And then there's a certain point where like your honor is being impugned. Your own character of and value is being diminished. And that's where like I crossed the line. Like I'm like, no, you're not going to impugn my character and because you don't know me. Like, no, I'm sorry. That is a full stop, full e-breaker right there. But that doesn't mean like I don't sit there and go, oh, they're this or they're that. Like that's not my trip at all. What I'm getting at is in order to set myself free, I have to set them free. And it's easier on a certain level just to be like, hey, man, like, I don't know where that all went, but like, just want to apologize, dude, for just even being present in that moment, dude. Right. Forgiveness, dude. The big F word, the big forgive, dude. And that's the tougher gig about it all because it's pretty easy to be like, oh, them, they were crazy, they were this, they were that. It ultimately, like in the weird flux of it all, like you would hope that you would continue the conversation where it was, but other people got their own trips, man. Like it's not for me to figure it out, but it's for me to, as a sober individual, realize that like there is a certain level of harmony that can to take the higher road, right? Yeah, I could easily just leave it over there. Like we called some people and they're like, oh yeah, that lady, she's gnarly over there. She's crazy, dude. That's not my trip, man. Yeah, I'm busy. Thanks for knocking though. I appreciate that. What do you need, Owl? Okay, well, you know what I'm doing? Was mom home? Okay, what's the problem? Oh, okay, good, good. Awesome. Okay, excellent. All right. It's about your own experience and what you bring. Doesn't matter what the other. Yeah, yeah. It exactly. I knew an African priest whose family got killed in genocide. He was the happiest person ever. He said he was set free because of the forgiveness of God. Yeah, that's really what it is, man. Is you realize that people have like again is the world's gone mad, dude. Like that. I will say this on just to blend the two worlds together, especially those who are suffering out there. You're not crazy if you think that it's madness out there. It's 100% madness. People are out of their minds. Like they weren't as out of their minds 5 years ago. They're certifiably have been spun up, dude. Like, dude, that's what I'm trying to say is this person and I like agreed and they wanted a confrontation and I wasn't going to give them to them. Like but to the point it did I didn't leave because like I was like going to engage in a confrontation. I left because like I was like I refused to like have my money spent in this business, dude, and I'm out of here and we're gone, dude. I'm not getting into an argument with you. And especially since we agree, lady, like, I don't know what, like, but what I'm getting at is people want, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, people are out of their minds, dude. Like, it is 2022, dude. And to not be sober in this world right now, I don't know how anybody's dealing with it. Because the what I'm getting at is like I'm like stone cold sober. So I went and just did my spiritual work on it. I was like, okay, like, do I just let it go or no? I don't want to let it go because it's an opportunity for me to do what's not comfortable. I don't want to call this lady and be like, hey, you know what? Like, I don't really know what went on, but I'm just going to apologize for my side of the street because I was there. I participated in whatever our disagreement was. Like, I hope that we can like break bread, but like if not, no big deal. I just want you to know that like I ain't mad at you, and I'm not, and I'm willing to own my half of whatever went down there. I'm not quite sure what it was, but like I was there, so I have to own my side of the street. Right? Takes two to tango, baby. But that's what we're doing. Like that's what I'm saying is like the other alternative is to like just sit and be a hermit, right? Is just like hermit out, which is generally what I do anyhow. But like, so there was like a moment where like I was like, oh, I'm just gonna chat. I don't mind. I'm gonna talk to the lady. I don't care. Like whatever. And life's weird, right? But you could, but that's what I'm saying is that thing like any other way. I can't imagine like operating out in this crazy world like high, stoned. I don't get it. Like so, I can't imagine just sitting around in this thing pickled up, dude, because like it seems very hectic out there. And what I do know is it's not hectic for me because like I didn't carry the bag. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is like I didn't carry the bag. I was like, that was crazy. And the minute I bumped into like the fingers over there, I was like, well, what's my role in this interaction? Right. And my role is just like I have an opportunity to just like set the ship adrift a different way, right? So that's more what I'm getting at is I don't know how people are doing it like pickled with hangovers and stoned and all spun out on zombie drugs or whatever it is, but like, and I don't know how a sane person who doesn't have a bountiful relationship with God is dealing with it either. Like I can't imagine. I would imagine if you were like, let's say you didn't drink and you didn't use drugs, you were just a normie and you're out there. you might be getting really depressed because these people have gone crazy, dude. Like this is like none of this world is insane. Like just the baseline of it all is just square corners, dude. Like, wow, that's nuts, dude. So like it, and again, that's why this live stream started. It wasn't really focused on the sober alcoholic model. It was more focused on the sober mental model of realizing that you don't have to buy into your thoughts because you're not crazy. There's no reason to kill yourself, dude. There's no reason to go suicidal right now because what you're feeling, you're definitely not alone, dude. Like all of us are feeling it, dude. It is a death cult out there. And that's why we must live. That's why we must support each other, is because life is the answer. Love is the answer. Yeah, you can get all dark and dirty and grim about it, but that's the person in the mirror that you need to go love. Because if you can't love yourself, then this world is a lost cause, dude. Then this reality is a lost cause. Because if you can't go look in the mirror and make peace with yourself and realize that you carry all of that darkness inside of you, dude, all of it is inside. That's why the normies are depressed. It's not because like the world's gone mad. It's because they know they're part of the madness and they don't have a solution. And again, that's where we enter this thing with the Sober Wednesday. Is for somebody, you don't have to be drinking. You might be one of those people that's unlucky enough to not have that be a solution to get you to God quicker. You might actually be wallowing in your own mind in a mad world going, I don't understand and I don't want to be here anymore because this is painful and I'm alone and isolated and out of my tree, dude. So, and what I would tell you is you can use these steps on this 2-page to break that spell, dude. Admit whatever that problem, whatever it is, you're powerless. You might just be powerless over your own suicidal thoughts, dude. You might have unmanageability of your ability to be happy. Like that is like a real thing, dude. The inability to like make yourself happy because you think you're supposed to be happy. That is like a real unmanageable situation because like there's that, like you could like really like look out the window and be like, why? Or you can really be like, okay, dude, there's a bumblebee on the tree, dude. You know what I mean? Like it's real. And what I would say is the drug addict alcoholic is closer to finding that solution than God with God than someone who doesn't have that predicament, because pain is the touchstone to spiritual growth, right? So like an alcoholic, drug addict, overeater, whatever it is actually in real pain, and their drug no longer works and they want to get out of that pain. And so they turn to sobriety, right? But the person who's suffering from mental issues or suicidal issues, do they have that bottom? They're already there, and there's nothing that they don't. Yeah, you know what I mean? So we as human beings have to have the empathy to be like, all right, like, yeah, this is crazy out here, dude. This is crazy for a lot of people. A lot of people are just like that. Like that woman I talked to, she's not crazy because like she's crazy. She was literally like like her focus was the world gone mad, and she's trying to like keep her head above water as a small business owner. Blah, 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 blah. Like she's in fear, dude. Like, and fear is a brutal, brutal drug. People are just smoking the fear pipe right now. Just yeah. Why do people smoke the fear pipe? Because it's an easy way to get out of personal responsibility, because you don't have to look at the person in the mirror if you're afraid. I'm not looking at the person in the mirror. It's them. Boogeyman, close your eyes. But at the end of the day, it's you. You have to learn to love yourself as God loves you. Like that's the first thing you can do to make peace with God, is begin to love yourself. Well, how do you do that? How do you get to love? Well, first it's a program of thorough honesty. You admit that you're not there, that you're not living in this utopia of la-di-da, love, that you're bummed and you're hurting, and you want to be better, and you want to have a different reality, and you want love, and you want grace, and you want dignity, but you can't get there. And why can't you get there? I don't know. I'm going to blow my brains out. Well, there is a path, and to admit that you can't get there, that's the first thing of this is a program of through honesty. It says right here, people recover if they have the capacity to be honesty. What are they recovering from? Insanity, dude. Like this sobriety program is not about the drugs and the alcohol. It's about the insanity that we're experiencing, that we're using the drugs and alcohol to cover up, dude, to cure. Like, this is painful. This, I don't get it. Blah, 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 blah. You know, so again is, yeah, it ain't easy out there, people. And if you're suffering mental health issues and you're suffering suicidal thoughts, there's a solution, man. It's pretty simple, that just it's asking for help. I know that, like, yeah, I read a bunch of stuff, but the way you get to this is to ask for help. If you ask for help, people can help you. And what you're doing when you ask for help is you're giving people purpose. You see, when you ask someone for help, not only are you affecting change in your own reality, you're affecting change in their reality, because these are people that want to give it away. People want to give their help away. That's the motto of this whole thing, for fun and for free. People want to give it away. Like life, love, happiness, abundance, whatever it is. So you got to ask them for help. Like, how do I do it? And then they go, well, like, why aren't you abundant? Well, I'm smoking crack all day. Well, there's a way we can get you out of that. Why aren't you happy? Well, I'm wedging Totino's pizzas 9 times a day, sucking down Oreo cookies, and I'm miserable. Okay, well, there's a way we can do that. I'm going crazy with my credit cards, and I got Amazon boxes stacking up in my garage, and I don't even open them. All right, well, there's a way we can help you there, man. I'm running from creditors. My kids won't talk to me. My wife won't talk to me. My husband won't talk to me. Okay, I'm sleeping with weirdos and freaks. Oh my! All of these things are fixable as long as you're alive. But if you're not alive, we can't. There's no fixing any of it, because it's not about like getting a new car. It's about learning how to get under the hood of the car that you're in, and tuning it up and fixing your own brakes and doing the thing, because God is the ultimate, teacher. God will teach you how to help you with your mind and your body and your soul, because God will get you to realize that you ask for help. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, dude. It's not a loner sport. Sobriety is not a loner sport. Sobriety is a team sport, dude. So don't think that your Benjamins can buy your way in, dude. The way you buy yourself into this thing is 4 letters. HELP. 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 Get on your knees and ask God for help, and then get on the phone and ask a human being for help. Boom, and the help will arrive, dude. So I saw a lot of chats going on, dude. I'm interested. Well, we're not there's no religion stuff going on here, dude. Like, again, that's not what we're doing here. We're talking about God, and that's not religion. Yeah, I got you, Al. Yeah, it's the loneliness. Murky forgotten, dude. Murky forgotten. Drinking has always been a means to, yeah. Quick fix, yeah. My cousin hung himself while back out drunk 6 months. Yeah, dude. I hate to hear that, Craig. Dude, that hanging stuff's gnarly, dude. I tried 369 days, no alcohol and nicotine. I was absolutely hopeless at 25. Asked for God for help, and everything changed. There you go. Thanks for your testimony, adrenaline drunkie. Ben Craig, dude, good for you. 369, dude. You're 4 days into your new year. This coffee's for you, brother. Or sister. I always just, it's so weird. Like, it is like, it clicks that way. Ben Craig, seeing how insane I can be allows forgiveness for others and myself. It's beyond control. If we could just be good, happy people by choosing. So we all, well, that's what I mean. It's not even about it's just about being of service at this point, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's it really is that's the way through, dude. It's hard to accept your own vulnerability, though. Yeah, well, that's why you got to look your. Have you asked for help lately? Yeah, I ask for help all the time, dude. Dragon roll, dude. And sorry, it makes me I wouldn't be too look on this stream here, like I wouldn't be too concerned about being anything ME like Christian or whatever. Just look, dude, all you gotta do is just if you can just acknowledge God, like you've already won. That's all you're hoping to do in the beginning is just to open the door a little bit, sunlight of the spirit, dude. It doesn't have to have a label. I highly don't do the label thing. Like me personally, I have my personal relationship with Jesus Christ, but I don't know if that's everybody's path at this moment in time and space. Like it's the way, but you got to get there on your own. For me to say it's the only way to get there is to ultimately, I think, cause resistance. Look, human beings are super resistant, right? I'll always I have this so there used to be this dude Dave who used to we used when me and my buddy the Rosser, we used to get drunk and hang out and party, get out of our minds and the whole thing. And I was living with this dude, and we used to make these crazy vodka drinks and hang out and do this thing. And there was this dude, Dave, the surfer guy. Dave, if you're out there, brother, you know who you are. And Dave used to come by and hang out at our house, right? And drank and drugged, hung out with us, right? Just whatever. Never mentioned God, never mentioned sobriety. Just surf, come hang out, talk surf, and blah blah blah, dude. Whatever, man. We didn't think anything of it. I got sober, right? I got sober, and I was at a meeting, and or somehow beach, whatever, and I ran into my friend, and he's like, oh yeah, I've been sober for 16 years or something. And I was like, whoa, like trippy. I was early sobriety. And then like a year later, I called this dude up or found him or ran into him, whatever it was. And I was like, thank you, man. Thank you for doing what you did. And he was, so what was that? I go, you didn't push anything on us. You were just an example for me now. Do you get what I'm saying? Is his gift to my sobriety wasn't when I was loaded. It was when I got sober and I looked back and was like, oh, that dude used to just hang out and be sober with us. And that's the kind of sobriety I want. Not judgment, not telling me to put my drink down, not lecturing me, not talking about God and this and that. Like that dude's the dude when I was about a year into it, I was like, oh, whoa, that was the dude that showed me something, right? He could have never showed that to me. Like, I wouldn't have respected him the same way. I wouldn't have gotten the message. But the thing was his presence was the proof that it worked, right? And that's what I would say again as we've moved a little bit into God and this whole thing. Dude, you'll find it on your own because you'll see people with it and you'll be like, oh, that's what they're about. Now I'm here. I got why that dude wasn't sitting there slamming, chucking Bibles through the screen at me during the Sober Wednesdays, dude. Like, I get people all the time are like, yeah, you should. And I'm like, no, dude, this is about like sobriety and mental health and that. And nobody wants to be told that they're screwed because they don't pray the way that I pray. I personally believe it's the way, but that's not for me to sit there and tell you, you got to go do it what I do. You'll find it because I found it. If I can find it, you can find it. But the first thing you got to do to get there is get sober and get off of the self-pity and the drugs and the whatever it is and admit to yourself that I admitted to myself I'm powerless over alcohol, pizzas, bad relationships, gambling, sex, whatever it is, and that our lives have become unmanageable. Okay, then you're making a move right there. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Yeah, you admit you're insane. Like, yes, dude, that's a big thing. Then this made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him, dude. It didn't say Jesus. It didn't say Buddha. It didn't say Allah. It didn't say the Pope. It didn't say anything. Over to care of God as we understood him. See, that we understood him is like is a developmental concept as we understood him. See, it's understood, right? Understand is what present, understood, right? As understood's past tense, right? I just got to make sure I'm clear on this because I feel like inspired right here. Understood's past tense, correct? And so the thing is we get together and we begin to exchange our data about what God is, what God isn't. And for someone who's newly sober or newly sane or admitted they're insane or whatever it is, you gotta feed them like water to a dehydrated person in the desert. So do you think when they find a castaway out in the middle of the ocean in a raft, right? They find a castaway out in the middle of the ocean. I've been drinking piss for like 45 days. I haven't drank any water. You think they just give them a gallon of water and they're like, here, pound, dude, you're dehydrated. No, they give them little thimblefuls of water, just little sips. Because if they give them too much water, they'll kill them. And I think that's the same thing on a certain level with a lot of this stuff. I give you too much sobriety too quick, dude. You're gonna go kill yourself because you're gonna get loaded because it's unattainable, dude. I don't get like again. That's where like this thing is like 14 years into this thing with what I got. Like it's hard for you to imagine like where I was at 14 years ago, right? So if I try to tell you it looks this way and this is what it is, like I might actually kill you because I'm not giving you anything tangible, dude. Little babies, little sippers as a sobriety because that's what you want in the beginning of sobriety. I don't want to come and pour the whole thing in your throat, dude. You'll drown in sobriety, dude. It's just, dude, can you like possibly just admit that you need help? Can you just like, I need some help. All right, cool. We'll get into all the God stuff down the road here. You need some help? Yeah. What's going on? I'm smoking too much crack. We don't need to talk about your parents, your relationships, any of that stuff at that point, dude. Like you people do get it. Like you don't need to fix it all right then. You just need to get off the drugs long enough to stay off the drugs, long enough to stay off the drugs a little bit longer till you feel a little bit better. And then you can begin to do the work. And then you can start to dig into your thing. And then you can begin to discover the depths of God. And then you can look back when you're in the future and go, oh my God, the miracle was that I ran into that person that I asked for help and they baby stepped me into this thing. And now I'm living this abundant life with God, right? Do you think that those dudes I ran into, Dave and Joe in front of the liquor store, just came and just shoved just a big giant book of God down my throat and a big book of sobriety down my throat and are just like, ah, no, dude. They were like, it's going to be okay, puppy. Just come here, like have some coffee and a smoky treat, dude. You'll be we're going to go to a meeting, dude. We don't need to talk about your mom or your relationships or any of that stuff. We'll just help you. Do you want to stay sober today? Like it's today, the day we're in. So yeah, back to the thing about like the big, like you don't gotta be nothing, dude. You don't gotta be nothing. If you're trying not to blow your brains out tonight, if you're trying not to just drool and rub poo all over the wall because you're insane, if you're trying not to sleep with some abusive human being, or you're trying not to smoke crack or drink or whatever, like let's stay today. Let's just make it to the pillow today. Tomorrow, man, dude, we can get all into all sorts of stuff about Jesus and why your parents abandoned you and why you're like, blah, 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 blah. We could do all that tomorrow. But today, let's just get to the pillow alive. Like that's the goal in the beginning, just to get to the pillow alive, close the eyes, go to sleep, wake up and think that maybe you can find God again. See, that's the trick. That's why it's one day at a time. It's easy to get to the thing, but it's the trick is the next day is to get back with God, right? And we wake up and we're especially if that's why you need the support of the other people, right? You don't need the support of the other people because you're some invalid, dude. You need the support of the other people. So you call them up and go, dude, I'm up today. It's the first day without anything. Like, What do I do? And that's when they go, did you pray today? And you're like, huh? Like what? Like what? Like, I just want to go to the liquor store. No, 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 no. We're coming over to get you some coffee and go to a meeting, dude, right now. Cause you don't have to think about doing anything today, dude. Yeah, I know you want to shoot dope, you want to do this, you want to do that. No, no, we're on our way right now. That's why we had you call us this morning when you went to sleep last night. Like, we're on our way. We're gonna get coffee. You're gonna smoke cigarettes if you got them, and we're gonna go to a meeting, and we're gonna hang out. We're gonna talk, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that, and then we'll go to another. Hey, well, we'll go to another meeting later, dude, because you're gonna want to drink by then, right? Like, you're gonna want to have a nooner, like smoke some crack or sleep with someone, do whatever you got to do. So instead of doing that, we're going to go to a nooner, dude. Oh, dude, it's like we've eaten a bunch of food. We did the nooner and the whole thing. It's been all day. And it's like, now it's evening time. Evening time. Like, dude, I got to get loaded. I haven't had a drink all day, dude. I need a 6-pack, a crack hit, a hooker, whatever it is I need. I got to get there. I got to get there. No, 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 dude. We're right there. We're going to go get some coffee. We're going to go to a meeting. You're going to smoke them if you got them. Go to the meeting, sit there, listen to the squeaky chairs. Go, this sucks, man. I want to punch people in the face. Whatever, dude. You're not drinking, right? You're wanting to beat the speaker up. Good for you, dude. You're newly sober guy. Of course you want to beat the speaker up. That guy's a lunatic. You listen to him 14 years sober telling you what time it is. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. You're going to pray this way. You're going to do that. Yeah, I want to kill him too, dude. But we're not drinking. So what? Oh, meeting's over. Okay, dude. Like, let's you're winding down after all the coffee. Smoke them if you got them, dude. Let's make it to your pillow. Okay, dude. Let's pray. Let's do a gratitude. Let's do this thing. Boom. You're to bed. You get up, do it again. You keep doing this thing over and over again. Next thing you know, a year's gone by, and you're like, dude, I'm busy, Owl. A year's gone by. You've gone around the sun, dude. You're like, life's gotten better. You don't feel shitty anymore. Next thing you know, 14 years have gone by. You got a kid banging at your door going, Dad, I want to hang out with you, dude. I can smell like fish tacos, brewing, some ladies screaming at you, telling you you're like some woke leftist lunatic, dude. You're talking about calling her. You're doing all these things, dude. So it's this thing, man. There's a way out, but it all starts with admitting you need help. That's step one, man. If you need help, man, you got to pick up the phone, dude. You got to pick up the phone and you got to call. There's suicide prevention numbers out there. There's AA, NA, there's helplines everywhere, dude. And just ask for help. You stick with these things. It's for fun and for free, dude. If you want to do the work, if you're willing to show up and do the work, dude, you can get sober. Anyone can get sober, dude. That's not the trip. It's can you do the work and get with God sober, dude? You know what I mean? You know I'm putting down, dude. And so what I'm grateful for, dude. What I am grateful for, man. I'm great. Owl, I love you, buddy. See, dude? Perfect response. Because if he had said I love you too, I wouldn't have been quite as grateful, dude, for what he does, dude. So this is what it's all about. Yeah. We can take on the crazy lady in the store, or we can let her pass over us and remind us of exactly how blessed we are, man. So, we can do this, dude. Oh man, antidepressants impossible to get off of. Nothing's impossible to get off of, dude. Nothing's impossible to get off of. Yeah, you got to taper down and do all that stuff, and you got to do the work, dude. But anything, you can come back from anything, dude. That's the rub. But look. It really is. It really is as simple as just help. If you want to get off the antidepressants, help. God's sitting right there, right there, right next to you, wherever it is for you. It doesn't have to be, it can be a dude with a beard. It can be a horse. It can be like all the suns and the stars. It can be like a blue person spinning arms around, dude, or a giant elephant with 50 arms, dude, whatever you need it to be. But God is sitting there fully just like put me in, coach. Come on, ask for help, man. Ask for help. God, I need to get off the antidepressants. Okay, there's a path forward, dude. And it might look. The one thing I'll tell you about the whole thing is it's not what you would think it's going to be. You do get that like it's counterintuitive, this sobriety thing, this regaining mental health, this whole thing is it's not what you would think it would be, because where you are right there, if you're going on this path, you don't know your ass from your elbow, dude, right? So what you do have the opportunity to do is have other people help you. Again, I will say this again. I don't know how you get sober or you regain mental health or any of that stuff without like-minded people there to help you. I'm not quite sure how you do it, because they're the ones that save you from yourself. Yeah, God told me to do it. Are you sure? Or did you conjure up something and say that God told me how to do it? I remember I was at this meeting, dude. We'll wrap it up on this. I was at this meeting, right? And I got in a flat tire, dude. Right before the meeting, I'd gone surfing. I was driving down the coast. I got in a flat tire to leave my car up there or whatever. I was at the meeting, and I was new sobriety guy, just God and a flat tire. And these dudes in the meeting were like, God doesn't fix flat tires, dude. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, I got out of that meeting and I got a phone call from my buddy Will. Will's like, dude, I was driving down the coast from the Strand, dude, and I saw your car there. And I got a flat tire. It's like, dude, I'll pick you up in the morning, dude. We'll get your car all straightened away and go surfing, dude. No problem, dude. He's like a mechanic, dude, guy, right? And I went back to the next meeting. And I was like, there's some smart asses in here the other day. We're like, God can't fix the tire. And I go, but God can definitely send you someone who can fix the tire. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's people. It's not things. It's people. Like when you put God in this cup, like God, like, no, God is the people. I know the humans are crazy, but that's where God resides, dude, is with these people that were created in his image, man. Oh, but for the grace of God go I. So, it's this thing, man. As a dude who's a hermit by nature, who never wanted to interact with the people, it's all about the people. And it takes me back to, that's why we'll call that crazy lady tomorrow and own my side of the street. Not because I'm wrong or right or anything, but because God lies in these people somewhere. I don't know where exactly, but I'll figure it out. That's the beauty of the journey of the trudging the road of happy destiny. So with that said, we're going to wrap this thing up. And yeah, Al Stewart, good luck, brothers. Just stick with God and your people that you've gotten around, and you're going to be fine. 988 is the crisis line. Just text that. Someone could shoot up. It's usually Kimmy shoots up the Canadian AA suicide prevention numbers, the U.S. suicide prevention numbers. Someone could shoot me those. That would be rad. If you're in the United States of America and probably any Western country, and even some non-Western countries, you can find a central office, AA central office, type in AA central office, your community, and a bunch of numbers will show up, dude. It's some person that's similar to me that's there because they want to help you be of service, man. They just want to help you. They've been there. They know what they're taught. They know what it is. So AA central office, your town, USA. And, all right, let me, US suicide prevention number. I always forget it. All right, 988 is the crisis line. I guess they've just shortened it down to 988. I guess you type in 988 on the phone. There used to be a that's the text that, and then There's 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-8255. What happens if you call? If you know someone struggling with suicidal thoughts, then you call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number, 1-800-273-8255, anytime, day or night, or chat online, crisis. And so, boom, you just call, you ask for help, dude. And then let me go back to the chat. I'm sure someone's put up the love thy neighbor, dude. Kimmy, there you are. And the Canadian suicide prevention line is 1-833-456-4566. 1-833-456-4566. 988 is essentially the 911 for suicidal thoughts. Don't call 911, dude. You'll get a dude with a gun who'll probably show up and bad things will happen, dude. Whatever. Look, I'm super dead serious about this, man. Like, if you're struggling, don't call the cops, dude. Call these suicide prevention numbers long before you call law enforcement, dude, with someone suffering from mental health issues, dude. That is a roll of the dice, dude. I hate to say that, man, but you just don't know, dude. So please use the suicide prevention numbers. And for in Canada, 1-833-456-4566. 988, and the US number is, I had it. Where is it? 1-800-273-8255, dude. With that said, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. God willing, we'll be back for Sober Wednesday next week in November. With that said, be kind to each other, take care of each other, love yourself enough to ask for help, please. Thank you very much. Good night.